Ours, it would be more like if all of a sudden now we left here and we started populating in Dubai. And in the future, that's where we were known. Like black people were known to be from Dubai, right? But we knew that our history was back in Africa and in America where these things happened. And when those things happened there, our ancestors dealt with this in a really terrible time in our history. However, we moved away from that. And so now we look back to that past. We can go back over there and find out stuff in South Carolina, find out stuff in Mississippi, and find out stuff in the South. But in this other place, this is just where we live now. Like this is where we're trying to acclimate and find ourselves and whatnot and be a part of this new thing. I'm saying that's more of a literal comparison of what African Americans go through and what other groups go through. Not to diminish anything, but why sometimes it still feels like it's hard to relay the frustration and the complexities of that frustration when you're residing in the place that did you that way and you're still
But
trying to rise above it. And people are like, just come on, come on.
we have to also understand though that and during the time of slavery in the United States, right?
Mhm.
You have to understand there wasn't 50 states. Do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if a certain slave, let's say, went from Texas or was a slave in Louisiana and he left Montana, he essentially did the same exact thing because Montana wasn't a slave state. You kind of get what I'm
However,
saying? Like,
yes,
so
but
it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
then you got to add in Jim Crow, which followed slavery, which did reach out to those
there's
places.
a
So the whole idea of
I
it
could
still followed us. You see what I'm saying?
I could see that what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but we I will put it to you this way. In order because it is I won't say that is a hard dilemma or whatever. I think is I have to I understand, but I have to go to my sources like Thomas Sowell and Booker T and Dr. Cloud Anderson that I always speak to you about,
Yeah, yeah.
and uh um and Reverend Joseph A. Jackson, and see how they said it. Like, because they're they they were the actual individuals that, especially Booker T, right? He was during that time that he could speak on that. I will have to
Absolutely.
look into his book
Yeah.
more, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, I screwed through his book. I like his stuff, but I had to look into his book more to actually see. Okay, was the Jim Crow, how we're saying it, the Jim Crow laws that came about, was that something that was uh and I won't say unanimous, but that both people approved of,
Who are
right?
both people?
Meaning both blacks and whites. You know what I'm
Um,
saying? So you know what I'm saying?
I can
Because
tell you that, but
we because remember we could, like you said, the history that's given to us is only one sided, right? We're not getting the history from another side, right? And even
I mean, if
the
you just
people
look
that
at the Jim Crow laws, it would be hard pressed to believe that this was a two-sided monster as far as like an agreement. I mean, like imagine that, like you said, everything that happened with the Taínos. Imagine that you find out later that in the America that you found yourself in Florida or in New York, that there were the Taínos doctrines, right? And the Taínos
Mhm.
doctrines spoke to um, how to keep you, let's just say, not noticing that you're oppressed, but very much oppressed. How to keep you never really being able to realize the American dream. How to marginalize you, how to make you doubt yourself, how to make you hate other Taínos, how to separate you, like all those things, like overall, like an educational, political, personal assault on you as a Taíno or having Taíno heritage. Like, regardless, like maybe you're right. Like, let's just say you found out that there were Taínos that agreed with it. Cool. But imagine how you feel to know, like, wow, so that's why, you know, let me not go into a lot of it, but let's just say you start looking at, maybe that's why this, and that's why that, and that's why this. And the more you research, you realize by the millions, state after state after state, they were like, oh, yeah, 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 send me that. Because they over here too.
And two things can be true.
Exactly. I don't
Two things
disagree.
can be true.
Does that make it
So
any better
it's
for you, though? Just because two things can be
no,
true.
two things can be true. The truth is the truth, right? If I tell you the truth, the, most people don't like the truth because the
Right.
truth brings conviction. And when you hear the truth, right, you have to pick a choice, the right way, the wrong way.
That's a fact.
And when you hear the truth, then other lie that was told to you, now you have to be like, you have to reason with it. So two things can be true. I'm not saying that that what's happening to African American or to civil rights and all this. Two things can be true. And the thing is that is either do you want to continue to be in the am I saying that Taínos weren't slaughtered by Spaniards? No. Am I saying that Taínos weren't slaughtered by Africans and Spaniards? No. Could they have both been? Yes. Two things. The ugly is the truth is the truth. It's ugly. It's not. The truth ain't always pretty, right? So, yes. Can they also have been that like it's happened? The what up? Uh, what's up?
Tell them
I'm
we're almost done. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go.
I'm doing
Tell
the
them we're almost
podcast,
done.
bro. I'm almost done.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna let you get
All
your
right,
last point out.
all right. Oh, she good.
I'm gonna let you get your last,
She like,
because we
what you
almost
do?
at the 2 hour mark. We're gonna do a part two. We're gonna do a part two
Yeah,
because we didn't really get
but
into the religious side of things.
yeah,
But finish your point.
but to say that what I'm saying, to say that these things, like I said, two things can be true. Just to go back on that, let me
Right,
revoke. But we, to say that were there ever Taínos that conspired against their own people for their benefit?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were there ever Africans that conspired against their own people for their own benefit? Yes. Or Spaniards that did the same thing? Yes. 100%. All three are there.
yeah,
So my thing is I can't get emotional of, man, this is what our people went through. You have to have empathy and understanding